let's talk about the bamboo trick. Now, on the surface, this story seems like it's all about friendship and being clever. But trust me, what's really going on underneath is a whole lot darker.
So this whole thing really makes you wonder, right? What's the actual difference between being clever and just being plain cruel? It's a fine line. Let's keep that question in our back pocket as we meet the people in this story. Okay, so to even begin to answer that, we've got to get to know our characters. More importantly, we need to understand the, let's call it, unique dynamic they've got going on. All right, so we've got three guys, Evan, John, and Jerry. Now, the story immediately points out that Evan, he's the clever one. And yeah, those air quotes are there for a very good reason, as you're about to see. Look, this isn't some happy-go-lucky group of best pals. Not at all. The entire friendship, the core of it, is built on Evan constantly making a fool out of John and Jerry. His so-called cleverness, it's basically a weapon he uses against them. I mean, just look at how this plays out. Evan's the guy who comes up with all the schemes. He's the brains. But does he do any of the actual work? Nope. That's for John and Jerry. And the punchline? After they do all the work, they also have to pay for whatever Evan gets out of it. This goes way beyond a lopsided friendship. Honestly, it's just straight-up exploitation, dressed up to look like a bit of fun. And believe me, this wasn't just a one-off. Oh no, this was their daily routine. Let's take a look at the first little trick to see just how bad it was.
The scheme itself was simple, but man, was it effective. Picture this. John and Jerry are out working hard, sweating it out to make a living. Meanwhile, Evan's just kicking back, enjoying a nice burger and a cold drink. Then, when his friends finally drag themselves home, what's waiting for them? The bill. Evan gets a free lunch, and they get stuck with the tab.
And we're not talking about a few bucks here. That meal, it cost them 100% of what they earned that day, their entire salary. Can you even imagine that? You work all day, and every single penny you made goes straight into someone else's pocket so they could chill out. That's the world Evan built for them. But, a free burger and a drink can only satisfy you for so long. Evan's ambition got bigger. The little deceptions started to morph into something criminal. And that, my friends, brings us to the main event, the bamboo trick.
So, what is the bamboo trick? Well, it's a plan to steal eggs from a shopkeeper. But it's how they do it that's creative. They literally hollow out a long piece of bamboo and use it as a secret slide to get the eggs out of the shop without anyone noticing.
Okay, here's the play-by-play. They set up this bamboo chute near the shop. One of them sneaks a few eggs out of the shopkeeper's basket, pops them into the top of the bamboo, and whoosh, they slide right down to an accomplice waiting at the other end. You got to admit, on paper, it sounds pretty clever, right?
But here's the thing about perfect plans. They never are. And now the spotlight shifts. We're going to look at this from the other side, from the shopkeeper's point of view. He's starting to figure out that something fishy is going on.
And he didn't catch on right away. It was a slow burn. The first month, he probably just chalked it up to miscounting. Thought I had more eggs. But then the second month rolls around, and he sees a pattern. And by month 3, he's like, okay, no way. Someone is stealing from me. That's when he decided to become a detective. And this right here is the question that flips the entire script. The shopkeeper isn't just a victim anymore. He's on the hunt for answers. And you just know that spells big, big trouble for Evan and his crew. And then it happens. The moment of truth. His watching and waiting pays off. He sees it all. He sees them snatch the eggs. He sees them use the bamboo tube. He sees the entire scheme in action. Busted. The whole trick laid bare. So, this is where it all comes crashing down. Because let's be real, you can't build something on lies and expect it to stand forever. The consequences were coming, one way or another.
And the shopkeeper, he doesn't waste a second. He doesn't yell at them, he doesn't argue, he just sees the crime, picks up the phone, and calls the police. Just like that, the game is officially over. And this just shows you the huge difference between their little fantasy plan and cold, hard reality. They really thought they were going to outsmart everyone. They thought they'd get away with it. But instead, their brilliant trick was a one-way ticket to getting caught. All that cleverness wasn't so smart after all. It was just dumb.
So here we are, right back at the beginning, but we're looking at it all so differently now. This story was never really about stealing eggs, was it? It makes you dig deeper and ask about their friendship itself. I mean, after seeing how Evan treated John and Jerry from the very first con right up to the end, you really have to ask yourself, was he ever their friend at all?